Debbie the researcher.
And I'm Judy the athlete, and we're here to help you
Better your best.
I've been thinking a lot lately about change and change happening everywhere. And what I've realized from my time in corporate America and my time in coaching is that there are a lot of people who are really resistant to change.
Yeah, why do you think that is, Judy?
Comfort,
Yeah,
out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, I know. I can remember the athletes that they tend to be very stubborn, and that's a characteristic that helps them a lot. In fact, you'd probably fall in that
You think?
category. Yeah, but then it's, well, what helps them change? Yeah, which is the interesting question. I see some of the athletes also and the performers who they'll try what's the latest and greatest. They'll try that one and then that one, and they're always searching and looking for what's going to make them, the best they can be, which I'm not saying that's a negative. I'm just thinking, well, how do you decide? How do you decide
Well, and
that?
to some extent, that sounds like two ends of the spectrum, right? There's really resistant, and then there's changing so much they almost never settle,
Right.
potentially, and so it must be somewhere in the middle.
Right, and so to me, the middle ground would be you find out what's out there, what attracts your attention, what somebody might bring to you on a certain day, or your coach, okay? And then you test it out for yourself, because you only want to know if it works for you and helps you perform. So that arrow or the ball or whatever is what's going to give you your answer. And you might have to test it lots of times.
And ultimately, in testing it, I'm looking for outcome. What
Correct.
works?
Correct. And, you want to test it in more stressful environments, anything that you can do that would add to it so that you see if it holds up for you in those environments.
So another thing that I would tell you that I've seen as well is that, people think people are resistant to change, or I might think I'm resistant to change, but in reality, I change all the time. I make decisions to change. I get a new car, I do something new, I get a new house, I join a new gym. When I make the decision, because it's exciting and it's an adventure and everything, it's fine. But boy, when I decide somebody else is going to do something, and that's now external to them,
External.
and this is what you should do, or there's an external feel about change, it's much
different.
more resistant.
Yeah, and probably that's a nice protective layer we have, so we're not bouncing all over the place. But there certainly is a difference from the outside world telling us versus the inside world choosing. However, what we would like to do, I think, is make it come for us from the inside world in a way that would serve us. So, let's say you want a form change, your coach wants you to change form or whatever, and it's perspective. If you can put on a different set of glasses and test it out and really be open and look at it, and then make that decision to make the change, you might perform the best you've ever done, or better than your best.
So really, whenever any changes, the question I ask is, how can this serve me?
Right, that's right. And if you can find a way to make it work for you and see and believe that, it probably will.
You'll move forward.
Yep.